Hello everyone. I am Ms. Janice Rodriguez, Assistant Professor in Dempe College of Arts and Science, Miramar, Goa. This module is for first year's Bachelor of Science, subject Botany. Paper code is BOG 101. Paper title is Environmental Biotechnology. This is Unit 3, Microbiology of Wastewater Treatment. Module name Aerobic Process, Oxidation Pond and Oxidation Ditch. Module number is 11. In this module, we will be dealing with oxidation pond and oxidation ditch. By the end of this module, you will be able to state the principle of oxidation pond and oxidation ditch, explain their working, and also state their advantages and disadvantages. Oxidation ponds are also called as stabilization ponds. It is constructed deep in the ground and hence are made of earthen material. Sunlight and microorganisms like bacteria, fungi, and algae form the major components of oxidation ponds. The picture shown in the slide is a picture of oxidation pond. Oxidation pond is based on the principle that cooperative interaction between algae, bacteria, and fungi converts the biodegradable organic matter into harmless compounds. The microorganisms will use oxygen released by the algae to oxidize the biodegradable organic matter. The algae in turn will utilize the inorganic compounds released during oxidation process. Let us see how it all works. The working. The raw wastewater will enter the oxidation pond. The bacteria which is present in the oxidation pond will act on the organic waste and convert it to carbon dioxide, ammonia, and nitrates. The algae will consume these products. Also, they will photosynthesize and release oxygen in the process. This oxygen is in turn used by the bacteria to break down more organic waste material from the wastewater. The aeration in this process is also done by the wind action. After sufficient retention time, the effluent is let out for further treatment. The advantages and disadvantages of oxidation ponds. Coming to the advantages, oxidation ponds are easy to construct. They have a low maintenance cost. It is very easy to handle. They are also capable of handling varying wastewater. That is, they can handle industrial as well as domestic wastewater. Oxidation ponds can reduce the BOD, that is biological oxygen demand, up to 90% naturally. It has a few disadvantages as well. That is, it requires a large land area as we had first seen in the picture of oxidation pond. Sometimes it may also give a foul smell, and this can also lead to breeding of mosquitoes. Having been constructed in the ground itself, the wastewater, that is the effluent, may seep into the groundwater, and as a result, it may cause the pollution of groundwater. Having seen about oxidation ponds, let us move on to oxidation ditch. This is a picture of oxidation ditch. Oxidation ditch is an extended aeration system. It is constructed in a large oval-shaped tank which resembles a racing track. Oxidation ditch is based on the principle that waste water is brought in contact with the aerobic microbes in the ditch, retained within it for sufficient amount of time in an aerobic condition. The sludge from the wastewater is separated and the water is then proceeded for further treatment. Let us start with the working of oxidation ditch. The wastewater enters the system through the inlet. Being an aerobic process, here too, aeration is done by aerators or surface rotors. The microbes act on the organic matter present in the wastewater. After sufficient retention time, the sludge that is formed is removed and the effluent is sent for further treatment. Now, oxidation ditches are of two types. One which consists of a secondary clarifier and the other one which does not consist of a secondary clarifier. The oxidation ditch which consists of a secondary clarifier is known as continuous flow type. The second one, which does not consist of a secondary clarifier, is called as the intermittent flow type. Let us see each of these working. Working of continuous flow type. The wastewater enters the system through the bar screen. It is important to note that this wastewater can either come from the pre-treatment of water or it can also be raw sewage. In the oxidation ditch, the aerators carry out the aeration. After sufficient retention time, the wastewater is then transferred to secondary clarifier. In the secondary clarifier, the sludge is separated and the effluent is sent for further treatment. It is important to note that it is the oxidation ditch where the microorganisms actually break down the organic waste matter from the wastewater. In intermittent flow type, you will notice that there is no secondary clarifier that is provided. Here too, the water will enter through the bar screen into the oxidation ditch. The aerators will carry out the aeration. After sufficient time, the working of the aerators is stopped. The water is held in the oxidation ditch, and the oxidation ditch itself will facilitate the settling of the sludge. The effluent that is separated from the sludge will be then carried forward and proceeded for secondary. The water that is treated will be carried forward for further treatment. Coming to the advantages and disadvantages. The advantages include: oxidation ditch can remove more than 90% of the suspended solids. It can remove more than 98% of the biological oxygen demand. Also, we have seen that no primary treatment is required for oxidation ditch. Disadvantages include: the power consumption of aerators is high. Skilled labor is required for this process. These are my references. Thank you.